Hi guys. Oops. As soon as I start talking, the dog goes wild. Okay. Am I talking to you? Okay, we can calm down. Okay. If you've watched other videos, you know how this goes with this dog. Okay. I know you're super psyched. Okay. Shh. Just try to relax. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna do a reading today on Will Farrell. I think he was born in 1967, like me. So I get all his like joke references to stuff back then. I think Mike Myers might be 67 also. Anyway, so I'm gonna get into Will Ferrell's energy, read what is like out there. While my dog chews on a marker cap. Okay. I believe he has a daughter. Anyway, I'm picking up that energy. Like he has really like his strongest, nicest energy is focused around parenting his daughter. And I feel like he's like picturing like a nice trajectory for her that's fairly straight and narrow. You know, like parents want their kids to, you know, be sane and everything. So I feel like that, like he really has high hopes for her, and he's like, you know, making introductions where needed and stuff, and showing her, you know, introducing her to people in different occupations that might interest her in the future. And he's not too extravagant, like you might imagine, like some like Hollywood parties to be. I feel like he's trying to like, you know, be a bit humble on that tip, and just be as normal as possible, I guess. But you know, it's kind of impossible to be normal if your dad's Will Ferrell and everyone recognizes him. So. Okay. His energy is like really, really busy, so it's like I'm having to like kind of center myself within the energy to read it because there's a lot of stuff going on. Like I guess maybe he filmed stuff like on location or Mexico or like, you know, in Texas or just like different places that feel like far from his house, you know, not crazy far, but like plane ride far. So there's a lot of like checking in with different people, like visiting different places. Dr. Disco, come here. Okay, come. All right, I'm gonna have to like. It's okay. It's definitely easier to do these readings when he's napping. Okay. Hey, buddy, come here. I'll try to say one more thing, and then I might have to give him a snack. Yeah, so all this like, traveling feels really separate from his parenting. So it's not like take your child to work day all the time with him. Just 1 second. Next time I'm gonna have to get like a buffet of snacks for him just to keep him quiet in the reading. Okay. Right. So a lot of traveling, a lot of planning and traveling. There's a sort of darkish energy between all of that. It's not like dark. It's not like scary dark, but it's just like I'll look at that. What is that? I feel like he has some like even people in his, I don't know if it's like his entourage, but people on his team, let's say, who might not be like the best and who may have some like negative vibes. I don't know. I don't know what he's like to work with. But, like maybe some people would consider him to be like a handful. I don't know if I can pause this, but I'm just gonna not take that call. All right, this is like Grand Central right now. Here, maybe that's like part of his vibe too. It's like a lot of busyness and taking calls and stuff like that. Just 1 second. This is like a comedy bears like reading. Okay, I gave you something. Go eat it. Go eat it. Anyway, all right. So all right. I gave you something. I gave you a snack. All right. So Will Farrell. Oh my god. I don't know if I have to restart this. Let me just show him the snack I gave him. I'll come back. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it. Is that yours? All right. Okay. Hopefully we got 10 minutes. All right. So we got people, okay, on his team. You know, like nobody's perfect, whatever. So it's like there's some nobody's perfect people working for him. And some people are like mildly not good and some people are really not good. I guess if his team's big enough, like he wouldn't be able to handpick like everybody. So it's kind of like, I guess like if Hollywood is cutthroat, like there's some characters like that in his like circle. I feel like when it comes to business, he's really quite like sober and dry about it, like very clear thinking about it, and he plans his career very carefully. So like, you know how like sometimes if you meet a comedian, like they're not always cracking jokes and stuff. So like I think if it's, you know, it's just that vibe of like when he's making big decisions, I'm not saying he'll never crack a joke, but it just feels like very clear thinking and not like you know, like he'll step into his power and be very clear. It's kind of like in order to have freedom the way you want it, you have to have like very good boundaries. Because otherwise it's like there's too many chefs in the kitchen. Oh my god. Like I love him, but he's really like anti. Whenever I start speaking, he gets all excited. All right. So okay. Let me throw your toy. Okay. Come here. I was thinking I should just buy like 20 Super Balls and scatter them, and maybe that'll help. I may have to give up on this reading if he can't settle down. Okay, give me the toy. Give it to me. All right. So Will Farrell. Okay, so not the world's greatest administrative team is what I was getting. But as I'm talking about that, I feel like some of the bad characters are like moving away. Like maybe he'll decide to do some of that work himself, like take over some of his own management work. Okay, wait. What do you want? Why are you so demanding? All right. Honestly, I think he'd do a better job like doing some of his own like management or whatever stuff himself. It would make for fewer phone calls and like broken telephone, kind of whatever. It's more efficient. Yeah, and I'm kind of getting like feeling like he's maybe doing some work in Asia, but like remotely, like from like doing the producing it at home and like emailing it or however, like sending it uploading it, like, and then it's like shown in Asia or like commercials or stuff, whatever they want, whatever they ask him to do. Like appearances or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of pressure for him to like spend time in Austin. I guess it's like because a lot of Californian industries like move there, there might be more pressure for him to visit, or I don't know if they have like movie companies like down there, whatever. But I don't feel like he's like super maybe because he's his dad, like he doesn't always want to be like far away, but I just feel like a bit of resistance to like going down, like having to travel for like business stuff. Sorry, it's just really hot. Like I don't have AC, so I'm a bit like, if I look sweaty, it's because I am. Okay. Also, I feel like there's some like couple of female comics around him that, okay, I don't know how to say this in the most polite way, but like it seems like some comics are like, recovering from trauma in one way or the other, whatever drives them to be like talking about their stuff in public and that kind of thing. So while they may be successful, hilarious, highly skilled, like talented, great people, whatever, but there's still this like undercurrent of like, I'm not going to say anyone like needs therapy, but like there's just like this storm of like unconscious, like subconscious, and maybe conscious like emotion or work that needs to be done that's just kind of like spiraling around them constantly. So it's not like the easiest relationship to have. Like in that sense, I don't know who he's married to, but wouldn't necessarily recommend he have a relationship with another professional comedian. Oh my god. Okay. What are you talking about? I think you are taking advantage of the fact that yes. Yeah. Okay. I think he's figured out that like when I do readings, you can get a lot of treats. Okay. Right. Yeah. So there's this semi-complicated slightly migraine-inducing, like hanging around people who are brilliant yet like mental gymnastics kind of boundaries. It gets like a whole blend of potential uncomfortableness that is then like smoothed over with everybody's willingness to improvise or make jokes about it. But it's like a minefield. Like tiptoe around. And that feels like in his friend circle, and like occasionally he works with those people, but not all the time. Really, I feel like he's worked with like everyone in the business that he was gonna work with, or so it's like this interesting period where he could sort of take a right turn and, you know, try something else, like try something more like, you know, since he's in that kind of circle, A-list circle, like he could potentially get like an Oscar or something like that, like if he did a dramatic role or whatever. And so I feel like there's the potential for him to do like a dramatic role that's like no jokes. And I feel like his first time out like won't be that successful, but it'll be good learning experience. But like the third time out doing something straight dramatic, he will do extremely well. So it's worth it to like F up the first 2 times just to kind of get his feet. Like, I'm not saying he's like not an experienced actor, but like I live under a rock, but like I'm trying to think like how many just dramatic roles has he done? I can't think of any. So just as a human being, like wanting to stretch, like I feel like that's something that could be interesting for him. Because otherwise, if he just stays on this plateau of just these like hilarious comedies and stuff, he won't be totally connecting with his complete soul purpose. Just 1 second. Talk to this lady. Yeah. Don't be mad at the cat for relaxing. So crazy. Oh yeah. I need like a home visit from that amazing Chihuahua guy. Okay. Shh. Just try. Okay. I'll just try to wrap it up because it's like full on maniac. Oh my god. I'll see what. I need like a nanny to take this dog for a walk while I do this. Okay. So. Okay, just pretend you don't hear that. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna come up with 2 more things about Will Farrell and then I'm gonna sign off because like it's like crazy. Go over there. Yeah, and I really feel like there's back to that women friends who are like professional actor and comedians and stuff. I feel like he has a lot of pressure from them to include them in his projects to the detriment of like everybody really. Like if these co-star people, they shouldn't be so thirsty to be like riding someone's coattails, Like Will Ferrell has something really unique and special, and just because you know him and he's nice to you, like doesn't mean he owes you anything. Like just be happy he's functional and doing cool stuff, and like write your own dream roles and stuff instead of bothering other people. Okay, it's it's kind of like this dog barking incessantly. Maybe he has too many people in his ear saying like, I want to be in your next project, what are you doing, or let's hang out, or let's have a barbecue with our kids, or like there's nonstop. Like there's probably a correlation between how crazy my dog is and like the level of noise and stuff. And that. Do you want to come up? Do you want to be my friend or my arch enemy? Which one do you want? What do you want to do? Okay, I'm going to try to wrap it up. Okay, next time I promise no barking. Okay, Will Farrell. Yeah, and I feel like that some of the friends of his kid or kids. Don't do that. Being naughty. Okay. Are like not as well raised and can be like potentially toxic influences because he's trying to like keep things kind of like, you know, like humble and real, like in his family life and stuff. So that's something to watch out for. And maybe he needs to actually spend more time with his daughter, like, and to the point of like refusing like 3 months of work to like do something sweet with her. Like, I'm not saying a children's show that's like, you know how some people just make something for art's sake and just hang on to it and either they decide to share it or not, like on an artistic basis, instead of like having people in your ear about like how much money you could make or, oh, we should put it here or there, like kind of like ignore, like produce it yourself and have it be exactly how you want it to be. You know, and there might be like a tip of the hat to like 70s kids shows, like how simple and sweet they were and like slow, because like they were definitely slow and often featured like older hosts, which is like today would seem like weird because like the hosts, like let's say of like Barney or like children and stuff, you wouldn't see like like crusty old dude like interacting with kids today, you know. Like anyway, so something like that where he's like bridging his own experience, his own childhood experience with his daughters and like making a beautiful heartfelt show around that. And then like if they choose to share it, this dog what then they can, and there's no pressure to, and because he has enough money he can like afford to produce something independently, and nobody's going to be bullying him into releasing it unless he can. When I feel like he could hold on to it for a couple of years and then release it. Yeah. Anyway, whoever's still watching this really wants to watch it because dogs were probably pretty annoying. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna just one last thing. Okay, well. Yeah, so I feel like he's in a phase in his life right now when he has a lot of like annoying women, like who are like maybe beautiful on the outside or talented, or you know, like they're not 100% terrible people, but like if you think of it spiritually, they're full of like lessons, and it's like, you know, like the reasons why some of your hardest lessons are with people you find like really attractive are like you wouldn't even accept that lesson unless you were like, oh my gosh, like this is like exactly what So there's going to be a lot of like sort of temptation-ish people trying to pull him off his path, but I feel like he has between 68 and 82% like strong willpower in terms of like other people, but I feel like that's the area in which he needs to work on right now, is expressing boundaries. I'm so sorry about this dog. Okay, I love him, but he does, when I talk, he barks. Okay. Maybe he thinks I'm barking. All right. So I'm just trying to think of any last thing. So I once again for like I'll just wrap up with this, but the most messages I get are about him having to exert his boundaries with female coworkers, other actors, and just random women. Like, let's say he's like walking down the street, like that kind of thing. Like, really, he needs to focus on like, why am I here? What's my purpose? If you think of it like how they say in the Bible, like the narrow is the way. Like, he really needs to, at this stage in his life, cut out the noise. like for example, like the dog is barking, but I'm focused on the reading. It's that kind of thing, like where he needs to just really focus and complete his mission, you know, despite the noise. So hopefully, like, the dog's barking made sense and like helped instead of hindered the video. But next time I promise you guys a quiet video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Will Farrell psychic reading. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.